Hey y'all, welcome to Pure South Pastures. Today it's hot. It's yesterday I think it was 99 degrees and the heat index was 116. And today's gonna be the same thing, so we're trying to get stuff done early. But I want to show you what I'm doing today. On other videos I've kind of messed around with ultra high stock density grazing, and there's a reason that I need to use it where we are, and just some thoughts that I have on it too. I was pretty skeptical in the beginning about some of this stuff, but because it goes against what some other teachers I've heard talk about, but I think it's beneficial in some cases, and maybe something that we do more often. So I want to talk to you about it today and kind of show you what we're doing and why we're doing it. Man, it's just it's a kind of a nice morning out this morning, but it's gonna be hot. So let's get this done. I'll show you what we're doing. You can see the sun's coming up behind me. It's not gonna be long before it's blazing. So the cows are already grazing this morning. I tried to get them going early. They grazed almost all night, I believe, because they're gonna be in the shade a lot today. It's just too hot. So got a new baby calf too. Let you see that baby. Hey, thank you for being with us today. Hang in with us. All right, here's what I want you to see. This field is almost, but you can see a little bit of other stuff in here, but as far as like a quality grass, it's pretty limited in quality grass. This field is almost all broomsedge. Now look at this line, you can see it all the way down. We've grazed this strip from the other end of the field all the way to where the cows are, and I want you to see how they've grazed this down. It's just broomsedge, green broomsedge, and cows will, they'll normally pick around on broomsedge, but they've just like mowed it even. They've even hammered some of the weeds that people say they won't eat. Look at that, that was gone. Picked off. They browsed the fence rows, and it's just been a pretty cool impact. Now, the reason we're doing this is because we're trying to get this grass. We could just come in here and mow it, but we're trying to get some use out of it. Look at these. It's crazy. It's wearing those weeds out. Trying to get some use out of it, and still take it down and get the animal hoof impact plus the concentrated manure. So what we're doing is tightening them down. We're giving them about 1/5 of an acre each day. People that really do a lot of ultra high stock density grazing, they tell you to move them 4 times a day. We're moving them twice a day, just because my schedule doesn't allow. I'm not here all day, so I can't move them 4 times a day. It just doesn't work with my schedule at this point. One of the reasons I'm not putting out a lot of YouTube videos is just because of our busy schedule. My son's traveling this summer with church stuff and all-state choir, and he plays the guitar for them, and a missions trip next week. So it's just a lot. Hey, here's the baby we had. Isn't she pretty? We've had I think we've had all heifers this year, which is good because we're trying to hold back our South Pole genetics and keep our heifers. So that's a good thing. Building our herd with South Pole genetics. I see the bulls on one of our girls over here, so she's coming in heat. She's one that just had a heifer. So the cows are grazing this, I see a little bit of this water grass stuff that they're not crazy about, but they're gonna eat it in here because competition's high. So when you tighten them down, the competition goes up, and they pretty much graze stuff that they wouldn't normally. They'd normally be selective. Now they're gonna be non-selective. So they're pretty much hammering everything, taking it down, getting the hoof impact on this tight area, and really grazing it well. So I've been pretty pleased with the impact that we're getting. You can see here there's no graze line because I just opened this up, but look back there, I don't know if you can see it. Look at the difference right there where we grazed to yesterday. It's just awesome. Taking this down, getting some use out of this forage. Now, something I'm really watching closely is the manure. When you're grazing low quality forage, you really got to make sure that they're getting enough protein to even be able to process, for their rumen to process what they're eating. So I'm watching to make sure that their manure's not stacking up. If their manure starts stacking up, I provide them a protein source with cottonseed meal. But one of the things I'm doing to keep them in a little more vegetative grass, or a little more high quality grass, they don't know it, but I just moved the line on the other side of the fence. So let me go over here and I'll stop the video and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Look at this. They were here just yesterday, and look at how that manure is just, I mean, it is pulverized by dung beetles. We have the dung beetles this year. We're refraining from putting anything on our animals for flies, because dung beetles are wearing these manure pads out. You can see some of these right here from last night have stacked. So I'm watching that, but also I'm looking at what's undigested in there. There's a little undigested, but not a whole lot. These are from last night. They're already being hit by dung beetles. You can see the holes in them. So we'll keep an eye on that. But over here, this is where I'm trying to give them a little balance for their rumen. Now this is just open. And I know people say that's not ultra high stock density because you don't have them closed up in there. Well, there's no shade. And on a day as hot as today, I've got to give them shade. So they're able to go back over here in the barn on that side of the building and get some shade. Later in the day, when the sun goes over on this side to the west, they'll stay over here on this side of the barn, just behind that wall, to give them some shade. That's what we can work out for now. But so they grazed this down, and I need to come in here and mow the areas where there were manure piles and they haven't grazed. But so I'm just sliding this this fence back every day and giving them some of this green bahia, some of this real green rich grass stuff, and this is some pretty good stuff in here. So this is just a little, they'll come in here when they get done eating where they are, they'll come in here and they'll see this. And I videoed it last night, man. It was like they were in a line, just I mean, marching right across this, just wearing it out. And so each of them are going to get a little bit of this, and hopefully that'll help them a little bit with something to balance their rumen a little. And we'll just keep a watch on it. If we need to give them a little bit of supplement, a protein supplement, then we'll do that. So again, we're slowing down, tightening them up, marching across this field of broomsedge, and that's giving everything else time to really grow, and hopefully we'll be able to, if we can continue to do this, we'll be able to let some of our farm stockpile so that we can graze this winter. Now, let me tell you why I started doing this. So I've listened to lots of different teachers, people who are experts in their field, no doubt. And I'm just telling you what happens in our context, because apparently it's different in other places. I've talked to some other people who are grazing, they feel the same way. When I tried to do take half, leave half, take a third, leave 2/3, when I tried to do that, what would happen is I'd bring the cows into a paddock. It wasn't a oversized paddock. It was about what they needed for the day. And in order to try to leave enough residual, or 2/3 or a half or whatever, I would give them a big enough area to do that. And they would come in and they would go to the most nutritive plant, or maybe the most tender plant, and they would take it all the way to the dirt. And then they would leave other stuff standing tall. And so from that time, those things that they left standing tall would be lignified by the time we came around the next time. What would they do? They'd go back to that same plant that they ate the first time, but the second time around in that paddock, and they would eat it to the dirt. And so I ended up not having take half, leave half. I ended up having a lot of plants that were good grass, but the cows were killing them because they were taking them to the dirt. And so with this, what we're finding is, look at how there's just an even graze across there. And I don't know if it's just because of these southern grasses or the warm season grasses, and maybe people that are doing take half, leave half are more in more fescue country, I'm not sure exactly what the difference is. I'm just telling you my experience here is that we were getting a really uneven graze, and what we were left with was plants that weren't the highest quality. They were taking the best quality plants and they were harming them. And what was going to happen is we were going to kill out the best plants, the best forage, and leave the worst. And so I'm even to the point now where if we come across a place and it doesn't graze well, I'm going back and mowing it so that everything has a chance to come back and with an even opportunity. So that's just why we're trying this. Again, we're in the process of learning. I'm just telling you what my experience has been over 3 years, and many people have a lot more experience than I do, and can share your experience as well. But that's kind of what we're doing for right now. So we'll look at the condition of the cows. They're not suffering. They're doing well. I was looking at them last night, man, they're shiny. We got some brand new mamas in here that, because their milk production, their body's taking a little hit. I'm trying to watch them and make sure that we're not pushing them too hard. This girl out here produces a lot of milk. She's old. She's got a lot of flies on her right now. This is one of our shop pole bull calves. It's our newest mom right here on the left. She's not suffering. So that's what we're doing. Some ultra high stock density grazing. We'll try this for a little while. If it takes a toll, too big a toll on the animal health over time, then we'll change it up and give them some more space. But right now, they seem to be doing pretty good, and we're getting some progress on our land. So we want to raise healthy animals and healthy soil. So that's what we're trying to do. So thanks for watching today. Hope my rambling didn't wear you out, and I hope you have a great day. Make it a great one. God bless you. Put him first in all you do, and let him bless your life. See you guys on the next one.